Hey, what's up guys? Jimmy here. Thank you for joining me. I'm really glad that you're here. So, my buddy Johnny Tellez, you know, I don't know how to say your name. I'm kidding. Johnny Tellez tagged me, Jimmy Arias, to this Funko tag thing. So what I'm doing is I am gonna read these questions. I'm going to answer these questions, and hopefully it makes for a decent video. So the first question is, who is my favorite pop? So my favorite pop as of recording this video, and before I say anything, and you probably saw spoilers, before I say anything, I just want to clarify that even though I'm saying that this is my favorite pop, that doesn't mean that any of the pops that I have in my collection aren't good. It just means that for some reason or another, and I have my reasons, and I will tell you a little later, this particular pop is my favorite. It is Green Arrow from the show Arrow. I really like it, and I'll explain to you why a little later. Just remember that this pop is currently my favorite. Alright, so the next question is, which is my least favorite pop? Now, none of the pops that I own, I hate. I wouldn't say any of them are really my least favorite, but because I have to choose a pop for this tag, I'm going to choose Miles Morales. I got him in a Marvel Collector Core, and don't get me wrong, I really like Miles Morales. I love the character, but his pop just doesn't really do it for me as far as pops go. I know Johnny has this thing where he doesn't like pops that look too much like humans, and I totally get it. But my biggest gripe, there's very little sculpting. It's only in the eyes, and if this thing were to fall in a vat of acid where it would melt the paint off, it would just look like a regular pop with the exception of the eyes. I think that's my biggest gripe with this. The other Spider-Man pops have more sculpting. This is just for the most part paint. Other than that, I really like it. I like having it. I wouldn't give it up, but because I have to choose a least favorite, I'm sorry Miles, but you're my least favorite today. Alright, so my favorite series. It's really hard to choose my favorite series specifically because there are so many. But I'll have to go with the Heroes line, which is for the most part DC Comics Heroes. And I really like them because part of that line has the Arkham Asylum pops, which I really like just because they're darker, grittier, and overall they seem more realistic, I suppose. But I really like the Heroes line from DC. Next question is, which is my newest pop? My newest pop is actually Daredevil. I got him at Hot Topic several weeks ago. That should show you how often I buy Funko Pops. I got this guy, and I've always liked Daredevil as a character. Then I started watching the Netflix series, and I was like, alright, you know what, I really like you a lot more. And I found this guy randomly. I think he's a Hot Topic exclusive, and I really like him. So I figured, why not? And that's why he's my newest pop. Next question is, which is the oldest in my collection? So, the oldest pop in my collection is actually, put it like this is how old he was. Back when I bought this, there were a bunch of other pops. There weren't that many, but there were quite a few, that they were all now retired. And I bought this guy quite a while ago. It was either him or one that I'll mention a little later. And I ended up going with Green Lantern. He's actually the oldest pop I have. He is the first pop I bought. It was either him or one other guy, which, like I said before, I'll go over. And I really like him. You could tell that he's older. He's like dusty, and I still love him a lot. So I'm glad I have him. Which pops are the most valuable? So this one is a little tricky, and I'm kind of going to cheat a little bit. So I'm going to give you the most valuable, I think, by price, and the most valuable one to me. So I'm going to go with price first. The most valuable one by price, I think it's White Ranger. He's been retired, and I don't know why, because Power Rangers is still as popular as ever, but I checked and he was like 80 bucks online or something like that, and it seemed really crazy to me because I bought him at retail. But it's just, he's the most valuable as far as pricing is concerned. But as far as sentimental value, and just overall like a much different type of value. There's this guy, and if he looks familiar, he probably should, because he's supposed to look like me. He's a lot skinnier, but he's supposed to be me, and this guy was custom made by someone really awesome, and I just love this guy. He has a Green Lantern shirt, he's wearing glasses, he has my hair when I decided I need to cut my hair, he has my goatee, and overall this guy is the most valuable guy to me in my collection, just because it's supposed to be me. So the best pop I found in stores. So when I usually go to a store and they have Funko Pops, I just kind of look around to see if there's any specific one that's been retired that I've kind of wanted, just because I don't want to pay some scalper $80 for a formerly $10 figure. So my answer previously would have been Genie from Aladdin. I had found him in stores right before Robin Williams passed away. I kind of held on to it in the box, then I gave it to a friend who really wanted it and said I'll just buy one later, and then Robin Williams passed away and I haven't been able to find another Genie Pop. But I found this guy like a year or so ago. It had gotten retired, and I didn't feel like paying the eBay prices, and I really wanted Gizmo, so I found him at a comic book store for like $11. I was like, heck yeah, I'm getting him, and even though I think he's been brought back, for one reason or another I just haven't taken him out of the box. I probably should, but in this case I just won't. I'll leave it alone. But Gizmo is my favorite one that I found, because I had wanted Gizmo for a while. He had gotten retired, and then I got him, so I'll go with Gizmo. So what is my favorite exclusive? So I have quite a few exclusives, so I'll give you the runner-ups. I really like the Fugitive Toy exclusives, the DC heroes that are painted to look like different lanterns. So I have White Lantern Flash, White Lantern Batman who glows in the dark, White Lantern Wonder Woman who glows in the dark, White Lantern Superman, Blue Lantern Flash, Black Lantern Reverse Flash, Blackest Night Batman, which is Black Lantern Batman, and Star Sapphire Wonder Woman. I think I said Blue Lantern Flash? I probably said Blue Lantern Flash. Well, I have them too. So those are the runner-ups. That is one line that I have to get, even though they're all exclusives. But this specific one, it holds a very special place in my heart because it is the first exclusive I ever got. And it is the Comic-Con 2013 exclusive of Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. I love Disney a lot. I love Oswald as a character. I just think he's great. In this case, instead of being white, he's metallic. And yeah, it was the first exclusive I got, so this is why he's my favorite. I have quite a few exclusives, but this one pretty much takes the cake for being my favorite, just because I love the character. I think he looks really cool in this specific, paint job, and because it was the first one that I got. Alright, so this next question is actually kind of weird, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it anyways. And they want me to form a rainbow using the Funko Pops I have. So for red, I'm actually looking at the rainbow chart. For red, I'm going with Mighty Morphin Red, because why not? He is the Red Ranger. He's literally all red, and I really like him, so I'll go with red for red. For orange, I'll go with none other than everyone's favorite Super Saiyan, Goku. Because why not? Fun fact, I got this Goku the same day I got Daredevil. I just happened to pay for Daredevil after. But Goku, orange, I like this guy. Awesome. For yellow, I'm gonna go with Bart Simpson. The Simpsons are known for being yellow, and so, he's yellow. He could have also been orange too because of the shirt, but he'll be yellow. Green, none other than Green Lantern, because it's in his name. Could have also gone with Green Arrow, but I'll go with Green Lantern. For blue, none other than the Blue Blur himself, Sonic the Hedgehog. Look at him in his little pissed off glory. He looks so upset. For indigo, I'll go with Hiro Hamada, because why not? Forgive me, because indigo and violet look very similar, and I don't think I have an actual indigo pop if this isn't it. This looks purple, so this could have gone a bit violet. Doesn't matter. I'm an idiot. Hiro Hamada, he, in this specific case, will represent the color indigo. And last but not least, representing violet, I'll go with Buzz Lightyear. Why? Because the back of his head. Why not? Alright, now that we got the rainbow out of the way, The last question, last but not least, who is my grail? A grail is a Funko Pop or any collectible that you really want, but because they're so expensive in most cases, you haven't gotten them or they're just really hard to find. My grail is the original release of Green Arrow. So that kind of helps explain why he is my favorite Funko Pop. The other reason why he's my favorite Funko Pop, a really good friend of mine, Jenny, sent this to me, and I guess she knew how much I really wanted a Green Arrow Pop. So this, not only is he my favorite because I've always wanted a Green Arrow Pop, but it was given to me by a really good friend. So for that, thank you. So my grail is the original release of Green Arrow. Preferably the metallic one because that one just looks cooler, but I'll go with either. I saw him at Frankensons, but he was worth a lot of money.
Now that I started
So we're in Frankensons. Tell everyone how expensive the stuff is.
The stuff is expensive.
I wanted this Green Arrow Pop right here, but the guy wanted my firstborn son, and my arm and my right eye.
I already sold my kidney for another pop.
So
We're all selling body parts right now. I'll sell my kidney. I don't need to.
Everything's expensive here.
High floor!
See, she sold her fingers, guys. So I'd rather not spend all that much. But if they ever re-release them, I'll go with that. And I did mention earlier when I was sharing my oldest pop, back on the day that I bought this specific pop, there is a Green Arrow Pop right next to it. I was like, you know what, I like Green Lantern more. I grabbed Green Lantern, I said I'll buy you later. Didn't go back for a while. Green Arrow was retired, and now I'm here telling you this really sad story so you can pity me. Alright guys, well, that is that for this video. I'm going to tag a few people. I'm going to tag Allie and Austin. They count as one YouTube channel. Hopefully they get to do it. I'm really looking forward to their answers. I'm also going to tag Jenny from the Geeky Potato, because why not? And that's all. That's the only people I'm going to tag, specifically because if I tag any more people, which I want to, these two will have no one to tag. So I'll tag them too, and I think I'm done for the day. I will see you guys hopefully next week. Until then, DFTBA.